Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Arkham Horror Secrets of the Order expansion. If anything is odd today or sounds strange or whatever, I'm kind of testing some new gear to some extent. It's not really brand new, but it's kind of new. So let's see how things go. I'm really curious. I'm not sure if I will be able to finish my playthrough for today, but I'm definitely eager to keep playing, especially as we made some progress during the last episode, even though we started off relatively low. Before I get started, my usual, I really try to put that at the start of my videos, shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. Really do appreciate all your support. If you want to support my show, you will find a link to my page on Patreon. You can join me here directly on YouTube. Like and subscribe, everything helps. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the game. We still have to find some of these, I don't know, investigation tokens here. We were able to flip one of those. This was a blue one. We were looking for a second different color here. So there are basically, there's only one other blue token out there as far as I can remember. So it's not unlikely that maybe the one that we are missing is directly down here under Michael McLean or next to Michael McLean. So I think this is something that we have to look into. Anyway, in order to do that, we need to add at least one more clue token here onto the scenario sheet. And luckily, all of our characters so far do have one. So honestly, I think I will start with Agatha again, who is here at the science building with two Doom tokens next to her. And right now she has her scientific method pretty much face up, which means when we're doing a ward action right now, we could then go for an additional action if we are rolling two successes, that is. And I guess that's the idea. With our first action, we could now go for a focus action in order to give her one more law. Her focus limit is a 2. Then we would roll 5 dice in total, and we are hoping for 2 successes. And even if we, I don't know, if we fail, then it's out. But we still have 2 other characters who can try that as well. So I guess, yeah, let's try that actually. So we are going with a focus action first. Again, giving her 1 lore. And then she's going for a ward action, rolling 5 dice. And yeah, as mentioned, we are looking for at least 2 successes. That is, we get at least 1 reroll from that, but I think let's see about that. And yeah, you must be kidding me. Again, that's only 1. We keep that for sure, and I guess we are going to spend our law token, which we have just gotten, to reroll one of those dice. Really, the odds are not in our favor. That's the 5 we needed. That is so amazing. So those were the 2 successes we needed to get rid of both of those Doom tokens. Not only do we get another Remnant, and she's really swimming in Remnant right now. No, now the scientific method is kicking in, which says after you perform a ward action, which we just did, if your test result was 2 or more, yes, you may perform a research action as an additional action. If you do, we would then flip this card back to the occult practice or whatever is on the other side. So yes, we will go for an observation check. We are still focused in respect to observation, so we are rolling 4 dice, and here we are really only looking for 1 success because we only have 1 clue with us, so fingers crossed on this one. And that's the success we needed. Wow, awfully close, but I take it. This allows us to move 1 more of those tokens onto our scenario sheet, which there are 2 now. That's already the end of her action, so we are flipping this to the other side. And then we are, I think, moving over to Michael, who actually is down here next to this thing. So as an action, and that comes from the, which one is it actually? I think it's the Dark Right card in the codex, if I remember correctly. Spend 2 clues from the scenario sheet. Yes, let's do that. And then we are flipping this to reveal that marker here. And it's okay. It's a different one. That's the important one. So we have a blue and we have a red. And then if markers of 2 different colors have been revealed, flip this card. So let's do that. While the great ones themselves bear no great animus towards humanity, and indeed barely even acknowledge your existence, their monstrous followers view you as usurpers. They bear you a timeless hate. The seer of Nar, the mummified god priest that leads them, weaves an elaborate plot in its efforts to restore the great ones to their dominance of Earth. Severing the threads of that plot will leave the seer vulnerable. Okay, discard all unrevealed markers and add cards to the codex based on the color of the revealed markers. Okay, that's, I think, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are unrevealed. And add cards to the codex based on the color of the revealed markers. If there are one or more red revealed markers, yes. If there are one or more blue revealed markers, yes. If there are one or more green revealed markers, okay. So we are basically adding 1 for 1 and 1 for 2 to the codex. And then we are returning this card to the archive. Let's do that. Okay then, and here we are. Free the vessels. Ancient bloodlines persist within few families in Arkham. Gug priests have adopted the descendants of Sarnath, the last human city to worship the Great Ones. They seek to use these captives as vessels to transfer the lost gods from distant Kadath into your own world. You must find and rescue the unfortunate prisoners before that can happen. Move each revealed red marker to the city of the Gooks. Okay, so we are moving this one up here. I will show you this in a second. And then as an action, you may spend 2 clues from the scenario sheet. Right now there are 0s to attempt to free the captured citizens with an observation test. If you pass, flip this card. If there are 2 red markers at the city of the Gooks, reduce the cost of this action to 1 clue. Okay. It would have been beneficial, it seems, to also flip other things. So basically we could have paid the price earlier. So yeah, it's basically what it is. Perform this action only at the city of the Gug. So basically we have to go there, go for a test, and then yeah, we have to do that. And what does it say? If there are 2 red marks, reduce the cost of this action. Okay, yeah, it would have then only cost 1. That's fine. Then we have the, wow, phylactery. The high priest of the Gugs cannot be killed. Its soul is bound within a potent artifact that lies hidden somewhere within the underworld. Until you find it and destroy that reliquary, the evil that threatens you will always return. Move each revealed blue marker to the underworld neighborhood. Okay, it goes to the neighborhood. Basically, it seems like a clue. And then I said, take 1 card at random from among 147 to 149. I will do that in a second. If there are 2 revealed blue markers, place that card on top. Okay, yeah, would have also helped us. In this case, we are treating it like a normal event card with a clue. We are shuffling this into the top 2 cards. It's basically an event card, so maybe Agatha could help us there. Awesome. But okay. After the blue marker is moved to the scenario sheet, unless the investigator spent 1 clue from the scenario sheet, each investigator suffers 1 damage and 1 horror, and then we are flipping this card. So here we are also would be good to have more clues there. So I think we really need more clues on the scenario sheet. Luckily, we still have that. So let's deal with cards 147 to 149. I will shuffle them, and then I will pretty much shuffle them into the Underworld deck. But maybe really quickly show you what it's looking like. So we have the red thing here, we have the blue thing here as an event, as a clue pretty much. And now I will stage the deck accordingly. And I told you in my last video that sooner or later we have to move to the underworld in order to do stuff there. And I think this could be now as well, might as well be the end game actually, but still a lot to do. Okay, I prepared everything. And what I really do like now is that you have 3 different cards that are getting shuffled into the city of the Gooks or into the underworld. So even though you know things, you don't necessarily know what exact event it is that you have to face. And again, there are 3 different events on this event card because there are 3 different spaces on there. So this is really something I do like a lot. Really nicely done. And yeah, that has taken me some time actually to also understand what the game is trying to tell me here. But I think now everything is clear, and as far as I remember, Michael still has an action left. But right now I'm not 100% sure what to do. We still have a monster here, the Bloody Titan. But the Bloody Titan, I believe, will go after this bystander there. Yeah, I think Agatha is currently not in danger. But of course, if this monster eats that bystander, we are adding 1 more doom to the scenario sheet. And I think the trigger point was a 9, as far as I can remember. Doesn't mean we are losing the game. Maybe we do. Most likely we do, so he could make it there. Overall, he could move 1, 2 spaces and then spend $2 to move into the space of the Bloody Titan. The thing is, we don't have any sort of encounter here. And that's kind of a problem because, again, we need clues. If he stays here, we get an encounter. The problem is, what would he do here? I mean, yes, he could go for this measly ward action here. Yeah, I think even focusing wouldn't make sense because his focus limit is a 1 and he still has a token left, for example. So also nothing really to gain there. Getting an extra dollar, maybe, but I really feel that we shouldn't stay here. He's our tank. I think, yeah, I think we have to use him like that. So we are moving 2 spaces here, then we are spending $2. Oh, I think, do you see that? Yeah. 2 moving here, getting still behind my tech here. So we are moving in here. This monster will automatically engage us, but because we have the old boiler, after you perform a move action, which we just did, you may deal 2 damage to one monster you are engaged with and 2 damage to this card. And I think let's totally do that. So there is at least a slight chance we will be able to get rid of it. So 2 go in here. It's still alive, our card, which is good. But we are also, of course, adding 2 damage to the monster here, so let's put it onto the engage die. That's how I do remember that, but at least we have something. It will do some damage to us, but I think with his typewriter, with Chicago typewriter and everything, he should be able to at least inflict some more damage next round. And right now, this bystander here is safe, at least I hope. Okay, this were the 2 actions of Michael McLan. Last but not least, we have Mark Harrigan, who currently is exhausted, but we chose to exhaust him. This was coming from the one-man army here. And basically, then we can use his dogged ability over there, which says at the start of your turn, if you are delayed with VR, you may focus 1 skill of your choice or recover 1 sanity. That's now a good point. Should we try to heal her a little bit further? Should we get rid of all of our thing here? I don't really know. Again, we can basically heal with anything. And then I guess we can also use the dogged ability for Sophie's portrait here. This item recovers 1 sanity too. So we could basically fully heal Janica Capra. And I think this definitely does make sense. And that's basically it. Up next, or with his very first action, he has to stand up, and then he still has 1 more action left, and he's dealing with a Talon Cannibal, which for him right now is not a massive threat. The problem is there is another monster waiting for him, and this monster will also move down here. So the question now is, what are we doing? We could try to run away. That's one possibility. Basically going for an evade check, and then we are getting 1 more action, and we could move down here to this bystander. In order to flip that, that would cost us an additional action, which we do not have. And what would happen? This monster would engage him again, and this monster would move down here. So at least this would buy us 1 more round. Yeah. Which one does it engage to, actually? Let me see. Move toward and engage lowest influence. Her influence is 3. Yeah. Also, this monster would then indeed engage him again on the space. Of course, we still need to roll a success, and we only have 2 observation. And yeah, it does inflict another horror. Okay, the gluttonous giant is also terrible as far. Yeah, 2 and 2. That's also not great. Elite 1, yeah, it really takes a lot of damage. That's definitely a problem. Or should we evade? But we can also remove with Janica Capras. No, he's our second tank, so I have made up my mind. We are going to attack that monster. We are rolling 5 dice, -1, that's 4. We still are focused, and we are looking for 2 successes, right? And we still have Sophie's portrait for a reroll. Yeah, that's fine. And bam, bam, bam! These are the 2 successes we needed. 6 and 5, amazing stuff. So we are getting a remnant, and I think we have something that actually triggers. We have two things that trigger now. One being Jenica Capra. After you defeat a monster, which we just did, we are allowed to remove one doom from our space. So let's do that for sure. And then we have the Lost Journal. Once per round after you have gained a remnant, which we just did, this item recovers one sanity. I think that's definitely helpful. And I think in this case, let's definitely heal him. Again, it's still pretty bad, but at least we were able to get rid of this Talent Cannibal. We are putting it on top of the monster deck. That's how you're discarding those monsters. And I believe this was pretty much his one and only action. It has taken quite a long time actually for this one measly action, but yeah. I'm talking way too much, I guess. Or maybe I really should speed things up. But I believe those were all of our actions for the investigators. Let's move into the monster's phase. And I think we will simply start with a Bloody Titan here. It does 2 physical damage, which should be okay for him. Yes, we will definitely assign it to him. Oh, he's at 4 out of 8. So we have to be careful. But we are also dealing 1 sanity damage, which we, I guess, yeah, I think, oh, he has to take that. He has to take that, which means he's now at 3 out of 4. So that's also not great. That's also not great. But okay, nothing we can do about it right now. Yeah, but that was this monster here. Let's put these dice aside. Let's move the Gluttonous Giant next, right? 1, 2. Yeah, it does move 2. I think most of them move 2. So they're engaging with him. That's really terrible. After you deal damage to this monster as part of an attack action, suffer 1 horror. Even if you defeat it, isn't that lovely? But it will still hit us right now. The first they activate, activating in most cases is pretty much moving and engaging. And then we are moving into the combat or monster attack phase or whatever. And that's 2 physical and 2 sanity or horror hits. And I guess again we are assigning the 2 horror to Jenica. She's really a strong ally. I like her a lot. And we have 2 physical damage. Yeah, I think we will assign it to him. I think that's still kind of okay. Those were the, let's say, quote-unquote normal monsters. Then we are dealing, let's go with the mummified gug. Place 1 doom in the unstable space, which right now is the train station, which is up here and still kind of fine, but we have to do something up there too, because there's really quite a lot of doom in there. And again, when we are getting to an outbreak, we are continuously adding stuff to our scenario sheet. And again, with the 9, I could imagine that we may have automatically lost the game. So I think we really have to do something about that. But right now, there's no one. Yeah, maybe Agatha could go there actually. But we still have 1 more monster to deal with. That's this fella here, the Haunting Dead, which I had to replace because I cheated a little bit. It's place 1 doom in this space, exactly, just here, which for now is also okay. But again, the next one that would go there would also trigger an outbreak, and we would definitely add 1 more doom token to the scenario sheet. I believe those were all the monsters. And yeah, we only have an encounter with Agatha down here because everyone else is engaged with the monster. And we even stumbled upon an event. Isn't that lovely? The science building. Help, please. Oh, no, no, no. Help me. Okay, that's an observation check, which really isn't great for her. We are rolling 2 dice, so we at least still focused. That's a small comfort. And oh no, no, observation is 4. What am I talking about? No, what am I? No, she has 4 dice in total. Ah, even better. But yeah, we can even fail at that. Yeah, I think we are going to spend this one to reroll 1 die. Again, I haven't read the cards, or maybe it's completely waste of our focus and it's not good enough either. Or anyway, if you pass, nope. Oh, what? There is no fail effect. If you pass, I do something, tail and gug, blah blah blah, as quickly, I gain 1 clue, and focus 1 skill of your choice, even if exceeds your focus limit. Okay, so nothing bad does happen here. So again, I spent 1 clue. But okay, I really wanted this. Getting this extra focus would have been nice, of course. It's an action, and that always helps. But we are basically taking this card now and yeah, reshuffling this into the top 2 cards. So it could come up soon or maybe not. Okay then let's finally move into the Mythos phase. I believe I put in all the tokens during the last episode. So here's the first token for Michael, and that's a Gate Burst. Yoo-hoo! So we are taking the topmost card from the deck, which is French Hit in this case. And I think we're adding one Doom token to every space, and then we are pretty much reshuffling this. So in every 3 of those we are putting now Doom tokens. But right now that's actually quite okay here in French Hill. I can live with that. Then let's draw the second token for Michael, and that's a blank, which means again we are moving this thing around. I will do that mainly off camera. I think it's now back in the starting position. Can this be? I think so actually. Then let's draw the 2 tokens for Mark. That's another monster. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's the Vicious Glutton. We had something similar before. Spawn at the unstable space, which again is a train station because there are no cards out there. It's a patrol, so it's also moving towards our monsters. So it seems Mark is not getting any break. I think that's not a tough one. No, that's something that we can actually beat. But let's draw the second token, and that's a Doom, which in this case is the south side. So we are adding 1 Doom to the, had to be the Historical Society because we have taken a card from the back, and this is now also the unstable space. So again, I like that, but I'm relatively certain that this will change any second now. So let's move to Agatha. Also another monster, of course. And this is a Tunneling Dole. Spawn at the unstable space, which is the Historical Society. It's a lurker. Each investigator in this neighborhood suffers 2 damage. Okay, right now there is no one there, so that's at least a comfort. But yeah, something we may have to do about. But let's see, we still have to draw a second token. That's another Doom. So yes, I told you it's going to change. Now it's back to Uptown, and I think Uptown is bad. So we're adding Doom to St. Mary's Hospital. No, right now that's still okay, but just barely. And I guess this was already the Mythos phase. Right, so we are moving into the next round, and I think I will keep going. And I may want to start with Michael McClan against this Bloody Titan here. We still need to do 2 damage, but he's rolling 5 plus 9. 7 dice, and we need 2 successes, right? Seems doable, but something didn't. No, this was the other monster, right? When we are taking a horror, but in this case, yeah, it's simply 7 dice. Let's bring out the dice tower, and do we count this or don't we? I think we count this. Come on, we need a break. We are still rolling 2 more dice, and that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We need 1 more success. Wow, out of 7 dice we rolled 1 success, and this 1 success tried to escape us. That's not great. We have the silver key. This doesn't help us. We have the Chicago typewriter. I think we are going to spend, because otherwise it's bad. It's really bad actually. So we are going to spend this token, our focus, and that's the 5. You are such a star. Wow, always on the, or during the last seconds actually. Yeah, awesome. That's 2 more hits for the Bloody Titan. So we are adding 1 more remnant. I will give that to him in a second. And I believe one thing I actually did forget was to flip this for Agatha to the other side. So we are again with the occult principle here, but not a big deal right now. And yeah, this Bloody Titan is no more, so it goes back to the monster pile. Nice, and he still has an action left, but I actually do believe we have something here, the Out for Revenge. After you defeat a monster, exactly, you recover 1 sanity or focus 1 skill of your choice. Yeah, I think we have to heal him. I think he needs 1 buffer. Yeah, let's do that, right? Did I forget this again, the fatigue? No, I think I'm okay because we are removing a die. And we had really enough dice for him. So I think that's really a very strangely worded card actually, but it does make sense. We are removing really dice from the test when we do rerolls, but with 7 dice and needing 2 successes, that's typically not an issue. So again, what would we do with our next action? We could go for the binding spell, could exhaust a monster. That's maybe... Something to consider. Again, it's not the most powerful thing. He would only that's only one die, right? Or should we simply go for a ward action? Because otherwise this space here could be problematic. Again, he's only rolling 2 dice. But I still think we may want to do some more damage controls. He could also go for some dollars. Would she go for that? Maybe she wants to go for this fella here. I mean, if we would move him here, there's really nothing to gain for him. If we would move her out, that's also bad, because then we are not gaining any clues, most likely. And that's definitely a problem. We need clues like crazy, of course. We could move him up just to help whatever with this. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we really need to do that. And we move her out. Let's do that. So we are moving him up 1-2 spaces into the science building. So there is potentially a chance that he will get, and maybe we can do something meaningful with Agatha, because yeah, she's rolling way more dice there, and we could get rid of some stuff. Maybe we could even go for, oh, that's an idea. Maybe we go for the Call of the Dead with her. That's a good idea. Maybe that's a very solid idea. I like that a lot. But before we do continue with her, I guess we really want to know how Mark Harrigan is doing, because he's really in a tough spot up there with the gluttonous giant, and the next monster is already waiting in line. Elite 1 means, I believe, 2 plus numbers of investigators, as far as I remember, right? I think it's even outlined here. The mummy fights 1 additional health per investigator. Exactly. So that would be 5. So there is really no chance that we will take this monster out with one go. So maybe we should, in fact, try to evade in this point in time. Only rolling 1 die in this case, but we could, first of all, focus. I think we need to get out of there. I think we do need to get out of there. So we are going to focus observation in this case. So we have to discard, unfortunately, our strength. Having a focus limit of 1 is very, very limiting. But that's the one action, or one of the few actions that you are allowed to take while engaged with a monster. And then we are trying to evade that monster. And again, that's now 3 dice minus 1, so he's rolling at least 2 dice. But still, this may not be enough, of course. And, oh, it is. It is. There is the 5. Awesome job. So first of all, we are basically exhausting this monster. No, it's massive. It's not, oh, that's a problem. Okay, now I roll dice. I will not take it back. It's massive, of course. It's massive. Oh no, this massive, it's different, right? I think, yeah, this can be exhausted, actually. I think we can exhaust this monster. I think massive only means that... No, I checked it. Monster with massive cannot be exhausted. So yes, it's still there. That's really a problem. But because we have evaded all our monsters we were engaged with, we are getting a bonus action. And in this case, yes, we totally are moving out of this space. So we are basically flipping this back. Again, our bonus action is to move him out. And should we now move him to the ally here? Should we maybe move it up to the vicious glutton? What damage does it do? 1 and 1. So I think that's even manageable for him. So maybe that's the better deal, to really proactively engage, because this one will eat an investigator. I think there's literally nothing we can do, but maybe that's an idea. And then from there we can do later on some damage control. Maybe that's the better deal. Let's move in 1-2 spaces here, which means we are engaging this monster. There are no special effects whatsoever here. And that was basically his action. I think I did forget to flip those tokens. So yes, we did for him, we did for Michael. It's only Agatha left now. And I believe we are going to go for the Call of the Dead here, right? If you pass, discard the top card of your location's encounter again. If you discard an event card this way, gain 1 clue from your neighborhood. I think this could be a good idea. In order not to suffer any more sanity, we are spending 2 of our remnants, which we have. So finally, I did remember that we have those. And I could still go for, maybe before I do that, should we maybe do focus action first? No, let's not do that. We may want to do something else. So we are rolling 3 dice in total, right? I think so. Yeah, 4 minus 1, and we're looking for 1 success actually. And here's the success. Awesome, I take it. So we are taking the topmost card of the Miskatonic University deck, and we are discarding it, and it's not an event card. Okay, that's a bummer, but at least it brought us somewhat closer to the actual event. Maybe that is helpful. But this was the Call of the Dead. It cost us some remnants, but I think that's still okay. Then we have still 1 more action left, and we still have this action here. Once per round during your turn, you may choose. Oh, that's not even an action. Once per round during your turn, you may choose a non-epic monster and test. If you pass, that monster disengages all investigators and moves directly to the unstable space. So I should really... Maybe that's a very cool idea, actually. I completely forgot that. And again, that's not an action, so yeah, let's totally do that. It costs us 1 more sanity, but I think we are spending the token for that. And then, oh, we could now actually focus now in order to do that. But I guess let's not do that. Let's not do that just now. We are rolling 3 dice. Yeah, during your turn. During your turn. It's a non-epic monster? Yeah, absolutely. We are casting it against the monster, the Vicious Glutton, that is engaged currently with Mark. And yeah, these are 2 successes. Awesome. So we are going to move disengages here with Mark, which means he might get an encounter actually. And this Vicious Glutton is moving down here to the unstable space, which is... it's St. Mary's Hospital, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That was maybe... Okay, it's... I think we might have lost this guy here anyway, so I'm okay, I guess. Oh, we're losing 2 guys now, actually. But okay, I will not take it back. I will not take it back. So this monster is here because we rolled some dice, and then we still have an action left for her. So maybe I could move her down now, basically to protect this one from the Vicious Glutton. So I think it does only 1 and 1, and I think we can potentially survive that, honestly. So maybe that is a good idea, but then we are missing out. But he's here, so I guess let's do that. Let's do that. I'm still relatively certain that this will... no, that's a good point. These are now the prey instead. I think I cannot protect... If it's the same space, I'm relatively certain this monster will still go after us. No, I think this doesn't matter, or this doesn't help. So I guess in this case, let's do... I don't know, focus something. And let's go... Observation is pretty good, actually. Maybe will. Let's do will. I don't know. I feel like it. And we are adding this up there. Yeah, that's really now an edge case. So if we would now go in here... Normally, again, these monsters will... Oh, I could move in here. I could move in here and there block. Maybe that's the better deal. Let's do that. 1, 2. So instead of focusing, we're moving in here. Now the monster cannot pass us. Thou shalt not pass. And has to engage us. Yeah, I like that. And those were basically all of our actions. Again, we are coming to the monster phase. So I think we are starting here basically with the Vicious Glutton. It will attach us. It will do 1 damage, 1 sanity hit, and 1... normal damage. So 1 has to go in here. Wow, 6 out of 7. This could be game over for her. And yeah, we can still assign 1 more here. And we must not forget we get a +1 as part of an evade action. But not sure if I really want to do that. So maybe I should not have moved us in between there. But okay. Again, something I will also not take back. And I guess then we are going to go with the Gluttonous Giant. It will basically engage the investigator here, and then it will eat the investigator. Not investigator, bystander here, and that was Sachiko Higa. Yeah, she's pretty great actually. You get +2 as part of an attack action, but yeah, she is unfortunately no more. I think now this monster will engage with this bystander down here, but because one of our bystanders just died, we are adding 1 more doom here to the scenario sheet. We are not done yet, unfortunately, and I think this can be pretty brutal now. So we are adding 1 from the Haunting Dead. Let's do that first. So we have basically 4. We are removing 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 goes to the scenario sheet. There are already 7 out there. Then we are dealing with the mummified gog. Place one doom in the... I think it could be game over now, actually. Place one doom in the unstable space, which is St. Mary's Hospital. So a lot of nasty things will happen now. So first of all, we are doing this. Again, we are removing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1 goes to the scenario sheet. I'm pretty sure I didn't really pay attention. Then we have the next outbreak here. Doing the same thing again. Removing 3, 1, 2, and 3. And yes, this keeps happening. No, 1 goes in here. That's 9. Then we have the next one here. Again, we are removing 3, 1, 2, and 3. And as we do have 10 doom tokens on our scenario sheet right now, we have to take a look at our ancient hatred here. When there is 9 doom on the scenario sheet, add card 138 to the codex and return this card to the archive. Okay, let's do that. And it seems we are still living a Dark Scion. The mummified giant who leads the followers of the Great Ones ascends to its full power. The Seer of Nara channels the might of the Great Ones to extinguish the light of humanity. Place 1 bystander in the unstable space, which right now is still St. Mary's. I will do that right now. Come on, not a problem. We have everything here. If the mummified gug epic monster is on the board, it is, right? Yes, it is. It deals 1 damage to each investigator engaged with it. Okay, right now no one is engaged with it. Then discard that monster. Okay, interesting. So this monster is no more. Okay, I'm pretty sure something worse comes up. Yeah, take card 146, the Seer of Mara epic monster, and spawn it at the City of the Gug. That's basically where we need to go to, and that's really the problem with the timing, as I do think we would have been able to do stuff when this monster is not here. Now we have to pretty much engage. It's a lurker, it stays here, place 1 doom on the oh, it places basically doom onto the scenario sheet like crazy. And it's an elite 2 now, so it's even worse. So it's basically 12 health points that this monster has, and it's massive, of course. And after disengage, draw and resolve 2 Mythos tokens. Okay, yeah, now we are pretty much toast. Yeah, that's now the normal Arkham Horror experience, and maybe Eldritch Horror experience like we know and love it. But that's pretty massive. And again, we are not done yet. When the Seer of Nar is defeated, yeah, of course, how should we defeat this? Shuffle card 146 together with the top 2 cards of the headline deck and place them on top of that deck. Okay. When card is drawn from the headline deck, spawn at the so it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. We can get rid of it for a second, but it will come back. Oh, wow. And then it says basically when there is 13 doom on the scenario sheet, flip this card. And then I'm relatively certain it's game over. We are already at 10 now. So we need 3 more. The Seer of Nar is adding more stuff. We still have a lot of terrible monsters out there, actually. Yeah, wow. That's pretty brutal. But yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm relatively certain that this monster is not engaging now, actually, because I think we did that more or less after. I think it does not immediately activate, right? Otherwise, it would feel... Ooh, that's interesting. What happens to a monster that spawn? Huh. I think we are already outside of the activation phase, I believe. No, I think we should be good. I really think we should be good in this case. Hopefully I'm not cheating, but we are not going to win anyway. I really have very, very low hopes in this case. Okay, those were the monsters. Again, we will basically put it up there. Only thing to remember is that the monster comes back. I will add this to the archive, and then I guess we are moving into the encounter phase. And I guess we will start with Michael. And yes, he got this one back. We know what it is. So yes, we want to maybe reroll. The problem is he only is rolling 1 die. And that's the one piece maybe I should have remembered, that this card was requiring observation, which again for him is only 1 measly die, and there is no... Oh yes, we do. We do have the silver key, which allows us to reroll an observation check, which we are doing right now. So we have 2 rolls basically, but of course it's 1 at a time. This is pretty much our first roll, and that's the 5 we needed. You are a star. So we gain that clue for sure. We are discarding, and we can focus one skill of our choice. Now that's definitely helpful. And the science building is now the unstable space, which could also be beneficial action. Okay, I like that a lot. But we are getting this. Oh, that's great. Actually, we have 2 clues with him. Though finally there is some hope. But yeah, let's not count on this. And we can still focus. Should we go back to our strength? I think yes. That's his thing, right? He's our fighter. But right now, are there really a lot of monsters? Should we go with the observation? Let's give him the observation. Actually, let's give him the observation. He's rolling a lot of dice. I think this might come in handy too. Awesome. I do like that a lot. And that was his encounter. And then up next is Mark. Agatha is engaged with a monster for the very first time in her career, I believe. And Mark didn't get an event there. A woman steps off the train and waves at you. You try to remember who she is. We're going for a will check, which is pretty solid for him, rolling 4 dice. So yeah, that's the one problem here, where to place the dice tower now, but let's see about that. So we are looking for, yes, here's the success. That's a 5. Nice. If you pass, you sense that you can trust her when she tells you that you will soon become the savior of the world. You become blessed. Oh, wow. First time we are getting blessed in this one. Wow. Of course, you know what this means. While resolving a test, 4s, 5s, and 6s count as successes. But after you fail a test, discard this card. So you can relatively easily lose your bless, but the same is true also for the curse, which in the original Arkham and also in Eldritch is terrible to get. In this scenario here, or in this version here, it's definitely not that punishing. To get rid of a curse, but you can also lose the blessing relatively easy. But yeah, we are basically upped our chances to succeed at a test quite a bit. I like that. Okay then, and let's move into the Mythos phase. We are starting with Michael McLennan, and here we have a headline. I think that's the first headline he got. I could be wrong. Break-in at Historical Society. Criminals wore robes, masks. Several artifacts stolen. Gang of the occult-minded thugs could be anywhere by Minnie Klein. Headline: you suffer 2 damage and 2 horror unless you place 1 doom in your space. If you're on the street, okay. No, I think in this case that's not a problem because he would be basically defeated. Let's not do that. Let's rather add 1 doom in our space. I think that's still okay. Let's draw the second token for him. And oh, that's a clue. We really need some more clues for sure. Oh, we are adding this to the underworld. Okay, that's okay. They are really not sure if I like that or not. I mean, we have our major encounter there, but yeah, okay, let's see about that. Maybe that's still manageable to some extent. So here we are. I shuffle this into the top 2 cards. Nice. Then we deal with Mark Harrigan, our blessed soldier. That's another doom. We are placing this doom into Uptown. Uptown into Hangman's Hill, which, wow, still is okay right now. But of course, this is now also the unstable space, so a lot of terrible stuff can happen there. And if any of those kick in again, then I'm pretty sure we are toast, right? No, we are still at 10. We are still at 10, but we still have to draw a token for him. So let's see what we get. Not looking. Okay, that's a blank. So we are moving this secret passage around, flipping this to the other side. Not a big deal. I can live with those for sure. And then last but not least, we have 2 tokens for Agatha. Oh, that's another headline. I think she's our headline master, actually. And that's our first rumor, actually. Something rotten in Arkham. Mayor says sewers closed for repairs. Smell from beneath the streets described as unearthly, noisome, putrid beyond the knowledge of man. Manhole covers ajar. Okay, as a rumor, add this card to the codex and this card, or rather, okay, that's normal stuff basically. During a reckoning, spawn 1 monster. Any investigator may suffer 1 damage and 1 horror to cancel this effect. Okay. Yeah, we have to remember that for sure, I think. I guess it's manageable, but of course we have to keep going. Are you kidding me? And here is the reckoning right after we have, come on, drawn this Mythos card. You must be kidding me. Okay, let's start, I don't know, with the scenario card. Place 1 ally card face down in a streets nearest the unstable space. Again, the unstable space right now is Hangman's Hill, which, wow, basically we have 2 investigators and 1 space. And then spawn 1 monster. Oh no, it goes into the unstable space actually. So this goes to Hangman's Hill directly. Yeah, no, okay. And then we are spawning a monster down there, and that's the problem. No, actually it is the other way around. We are putting it in this ally goes to the street space. Yes, and then the monster goes into the unstable, which is Hangman's Hill, and that's a problem because we have poor Agatha here, who, wow, she has to deal with 2 monsters now because she happens to be here. What do we have? The Abyssal Servant. Okay, it spawns here for sure. Okay, it will definitely also... Oh, wow, a 4. Wow, after you fail to evade this monster, you disengage other monsters and both of you and it move 1 space toward the unstable space. Oh, that's an interesting one. But wow, oof, -2, +1. Ah, we would have evaded this monster so easily actually. But now with -2, that's a different story, of course. I mean, would need 2 successes to evade them both. Oh, that was terrible for her. That was truly terrible for her. But okay, we are not done yet. We can now spawn 1 monster unless we are basically suffering 1 horror and 1 damage, and I guess we are doing that. So 1 goes in here and 1 goes in there, so he's basically half dead, but yeah, nothing I can do about it. And then I think last but not least we have the rolling thing for each of our allies, and right now he still has 2 allies here, and yeah, this we could lose them now. I think again the game is over relatively soon anyway. I'm relatively certain about that. But okay, let's see. We are rolling, no, 1 die. Okay, we are rolling 1 die, and if the result is less than or equal to the number of allies we have, then we have to place 1 doom, or we discard 1 ally. We cannot place it into, yeah, we have to discard an ally for sure. And that's good, that's good. We are still okay, so none of our allies did betray us, and that's basically the end of our Mythos phase. Yes, there are still 4 more tokens in there. And I guess for today I will call it. I'm really curious how my camera held up, how the audio was. It could be that I have to delete it and then, yeah, maybe, I don't know what I will do then actually. I did some preliminary tests, of course, so I'm not completely blind with this. But yeah, doing this full video here, maybe I should have only recorded 1 round or so, but I was really in a flow now. And so far it seemed to be okay. So let's see about that. And yeah, really hope you are still enjoying this little playthrough here. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon. And until then, bye bye.